Greetings, friends. Today's episode is a little special because this conversation has been waiting for its moment. Back in April, I sat down with my longtime friend, Chef Jean Wood, host of Fix My Fork, and what I thought would be a conversation about health and wellness became a powerful conversation about faith, family, accountability, and making the decision to change your life. And since we recorded it, Chef Jean hasn't slowed down. In fact, season 2 of Fix My Fork is now streaming on YouTube. So I thought, what better time to finally bring you this conversation? You're going to hear Chef Jean talk candidly about his own journey, the choices he had to make, the role his faith played, and why he's so passionate about helping others make healthier choices, one fork at a time. Friends, here's my conversation with Chef Jean Wood. Enjoy. Greetings, friends, and welcome back to the Sonja Show. This is the Wholeness and Health Matter segment, where we focus on the importance of caring for our physical, emotional, and spiritual well-being by making intentional choices that lead to healthier, more fulfilling lives. Today, I am honored to be joined by Chef Jean Wood, a wellness advocate and content creator whose work is centered on helping people rethink their relationship with food, health, and lifestyle. He is the host of Fix My Fork, where he shares practical and accessible approaches to healthier living. The show is now streaming on YouTube, Roku, Amazing Fire TV, Smart TV, worldwide on the DBTV network. Wait a minute. Through this platform and personal journey, Chef Jean inspires others to pursue a sustainable plan toward a healthier lifestyle. Chef, welcome to the show.
Wow, my goodness.
That was you I was talking about.
I have to say anything? Goodness gracious. Can you do the intro for my show? Like, wow. Where did you get this information from?
My
goodness
pleasure.
gracious. Oh,
I'm so happy to have you here.
The pleasure is all
so
mine.
Happy to have you here.
Because
I just got to share
yes.
with the audience how you come to be here, because this is an amazing story. I don't even know how many years ago it was, but it was many years.
Too many,
yeah. Right? And so I was just riding down the street and I saw a Black-owned business in North Wales. And so I went in, introduced myself, and that's how we met. And I discovered that he was also a music producer. You was cutting hair is what you was doing in the front, but in the back, you was producing music. I was at the time all about the music. So that's how we connected.
Yeah.
And so I was on social media scrolling and Fix My Fork popped up. And y'all should have seen me. I was like, wait. Is that Jean?
Yeah.
And it was you. It's been a long time, and here we are, full circle again.
Yes, here we are.
This is amazing. Just amazing.
Truly amazing. I'm so appreciative of your time and the opportunity to share this platform with you.
Well, look, we had some scheduling conflicts, for reasons that I thought were great, first of all. And so I am presenting a Mother's Day edition that's coming up. And so one of the reasons that we couldn't schedule is because you had something special that you needed to do with your mother. And I just thought that was amazing, right? And so I wonder if you wouldn't mind if I asked you a question that I can share with my Mother's Day edition community.
Talk to me. Am I singing here?
So you're not singing here, but yeah. So here we go. How has your relationship with your mother influenced the man you are today?
Oh, wow. So that's half of my talent I contribute to my mother. My hustle, my ability to write songs, stay consistent, punctual. Mother has been the staple in our family, not just me personally, but our entire family. You know, somebody that we look up to for a higher standard of knowing how to take care of business. Mom was a hustler, you know, from making jewelry to flower pot hangers, going to the flea markets, selling clothes. She had her own clothing business, Friends Apparel. And I just watched Mom do multiple things. And it always inspired me because I was just her sidekick, her tag along, whether I was carrying bags, holding the end while she was making the plant hangers, or threading the jewelry, or in the flea markets hustling, going to collect some of the money. You know, I was Mom's go-to guy when it came out. So I learned it at a very young age. And then, you know how what they say, the apple don't fall far from the tree. And I kind of take some of those things from my mom, her ability to be on stage and perform and sing. She's a rapper, 89 years old, still rapping. And, you know, so I just use a lot of her talents and gifts came from my mother. And how appropriate to give that tribute and that honor to my mother for this particular holiday coming up.
That's amazing.
That's an amazing question.
Yeah.
You know? And I ain't had to think none of that out. You know, it's right off top of the head.
Well, listen.
Thanks, Mom.
Your broadcast message uses your personal journey of natural recovery to inspire people living with diabetes by empowering them through your faith, food, and movement, helping them to reverse their diabetes. I like this part. One fork at a time.
Yes, yes.
Right?
Yes.
So, first of all, congratulations.
Thank you.
On reversing your diabetes.
Thank you.
And after 7 years on insulin, what was the moment that made you say, I have to do something different?
You know, honestly, the moment was an aha moment. It was like I was going on God's grace, you know, hoping I would be rich and famous by now. I had my little chef and my personal trainer. So I just played on that grace card. I knew what to do. I'd been on several diets since I was a kid. And as getting older and realizing that things are changing, your mobility, there were some restrictions that I was having health-wise. And then my parents needed me more physically. So it was the circumstance was just like this. Hey, I'm going down to my parents' house, moving some things around. I realized I'm getting older and carrying the weight still. So it was like, I just went cold turkey, like stopped. And I said, hey, if my parents are going to need me, it's time for me to get myself together. If not for me, for them, so I can be present for them. And really, it was just a thing where I was trying to outlive them. And I didn't even focus on reversing the diabetes. I just wanted to change my circumstance. Because remember, I talked about, if we being real, I was drinking alcohol a lot, maybe a fifth a day for about 10 years. And that just came with being involved in the studio late nights. And it wasn't like I was doing it all day. I was just doing most of the drinking at night. And, you know, watching TV at home, falling asleep. Then all of a sudden, it just clicked. I just stopped. And then in that process, that's when the diabetes reversal happened.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing. So you made some major lifestyle changes.
Major.
What were the hardest adjustments for you in the beginning?
Consistency, you know, because there was a lot of yo-yoing, you know. But I'm going to be honest, since we're talking about Mom, I would go down to my mother's house. The drinking had picked up. The pandemic had hit, you know, so the drinking became a little bit more than casual, right? And my mom said, you smell like alcohol. And I was like, man, I done had about 5 packs of gum. I done gargled, brushed my teeth. I done put on 2 different types of cologne, one on one side and the other. And she would be like, you ain't smell like alcohol. And I was like, Mom, I ain't had a drink. You know, when, you know, mothers could tell. I didn't have a drink, but I had one waiting in the car.
Yeah.
You know, and so after a series of that, I realized that this was a thing. You know, I was illuminated with this fragrance of alcohol, no matter how I tried to mask it. And honestly, it led to a couple rehabs twice in 1 year for alcohol abuse, and which I didn't think it was an issue for me, but I realized I still had that movement of going back to the liquor store and filling up to making sure that was like my sleep aid,
Mm-hmm.
And I realized I had a problem, so I went to get me some help. But again, all inspired by Mom, whether it be the things she taught me or the things she was saying, was something for me to look at and get under control.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
So I hate to, I know we...
No, listen, you're helping somebody already.
That's
because
good. That's
you
good.
still had to say yes to all of that.
Yeah, that's the difference.
You had to say yes.
Yeah. Accountability.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right.
Yeah.
So you mentioned faith
Mm-hmm.
and discipline as key parts of your journey, right? And so how did those two experiences work together in your healing process?
Faith was primary, I realized willpower had no significance in the role of trying to reverse something without God attached to it. Mm-hmm. So I depended on that. Every trip to the store saying that this was my last, you realize by your strength, it wasn't going to happen. So the spiritual piece was very significant for me. I would call on God and talk to him all the way to the store. Look, you know where I'm going. This, I'm just trying to be this my last bottle. God, help me. I can't do this by myself. So that's the faith piece, is acknowledging the fact that God's presence was always with me, but I had to activate it, so just to simplify it, I couldn't do nothing. I mean, absolutely nothing without God. Still to this day.
Mm-hmm. And he's been faithful.
Oh my God. Won't he do it? But God,
all of the above.
The sayings, right? Yes.
All of the above.
To him, I'm very grateful and thankful.
What do you have to say to someone currently battling diabetes or feeling stuck or just don't know where to begin changing or turning around their health journey?
Now that's interesting. There's a couple things I'll say. Accountability. I did a lot of research. I spent a lot of time understanding the human body in the process of me converting my addictions. Because alcohol wasn't the only addiction that I found. Food addiction is up there, and if not greater than, most addictions, even from drug habits. And then I started getting into and learning through the science of how food was made, being it bioengineered. Nathaniel Jordan is an author that I studied a lot, and he talked about Frankenfoods, where these foods were made in laboratories. And even if you wanted to stay away from them, that the chemicals that were added to the food gave you the addictive properties. So, and it was worse than, people being addicted to all types of drugs. Mm-hmm. So once I learned that and understood it, I started diving more into it and understanding what food addiction is. Mm-hmm. And so if I'm talking to somebody that's trying to really get control of it, they have to understand the body, the science of the body, and the type foods that we're eating, the processed foods especially. So it didn't come overnight. The passion for, once I realized that diabetes was reversing, it could have been primarily just because I was drinking so much alcohol, which turns into sugar. And then how to equate what sugar is, because some people think it's just granulated sugar in the powder form or crystallized. They don't know that it's things that convert into sugar. So you have to educate yourself. So that would be the key thing. Mm-hmm. Educate yourself on the body. Mm-hmm. There's a whole lot of literature out there, social media, YouTube, all those platforms really help you with finding out about food addiction. Mm-hmm. And once you start there, it'll really help you, focus on the things that you eat. Mm-hmm. And also a key thing that I did, instead of eliminating things, I added things. I've read that from an author. I can't remember their name, but it was a a nice concept when they said, instead of trying to eliminate something, add something and allow the addition to what, like the healthy thing, be the vehicle for the conviction of how much bad you're putting in. So once you see what you get from the positive results from eating something healthy, then you can compare it to how you feel when you eat something bad.
Mm-hmm.
So I use those things, and I use them a lot.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I would do a green smoothie, or I would eat a salad, you know, and then I would eat something that was, you know, whether a cheesesteak or something in that nature. And I could feel that everything has a nutrient value. It's either dead food or so live food that you put in your body. Your body's going to respond. It's just like a car driven.
Mm-hmm.
You put bad gas in it, it's going to perform bad. So when you put bad food in your body, it's going to perform.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm telling you, there ain't enough time for us to talk.
I was thinking the exact same thing. Yeah. You're right. We don't have enough time to talk about that. So I'm hoping that you'll come back with a part 2. We might need to do this on a regular basis because right now our health is in dire need of some support. Because, I mean, when you just look at society as a whole, we're not healthy at all. Mm-hmm. But listen, before we wrap this up, can you just tell us a little bit more about Fix My Fork? How that came about?
Fix My Fork came about just by diabetes awareness. I call myself a diabetes superhero. And you really need to educate, because the statistics are enormous. You know, it's like diabetes has gotten younger and younger and younger. So you got people 5, 6 years old having diabetes all the way up to, 80s, 90s. Diabetes can be reversed by food and nutrition. No medicine, no shot, no pill. Mm-hmm. In less than 90 days, you can reverse your diabetes. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's extraordinary. I know it's far-fetched. Some people like me, for 7 years, I pumped insulin into my body, 22 units a day, and I didn't realize how quick you could transform it. But once you into those habits for so many years and you don't address them, then you'll be, that walking time bomb. Yeah. And on diabetes medications, you'll see that it'll lead to more complications with organs in your body. Mm-hmm. So in 90 days, so if somebody told you can reverse your diabetes in 90 days and all you got to do is stay on the course, I'm quite sure people who take an insulin and any form of medication would be interested.
Wow.
So
I know some people. I'll be signing up.
Hey, do that. Do it. Let's get them one fork at a time.
Let's get them one fork at a time. Mm-hmm. Gene, thank you so much for coming on and sharing your story with us.
Thank you.
And I look forward, to us. We're going to work something out so we can help some more people.
Let's go.
Okay.
Let's get to it.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
You are welcome. So conversations like this remind us that real transformation is possible, but it requires faith, discipline, and a willingness to make different choices. And no matter where you are in your journey, there is always an opportunity to take one step toward a healthier, more whole version of yourself. Remember, friends, you're not on this journey alone. Join me for the next segment, and let's embrace these moments together.